Can you believe that the original Cell Max event, not the Red Zone, is now over 1 year old? To me, I find that quite insane how fast not only the year has been, but how much events have actually progressed throughout this whole entire year. Because when this guy first released, he was the hardest event, no doubt about it. I don't think many people, at least 95% of the people that play Dokkan, agreed that the Cell Max was the hardest event, and then second was Red Zone Brawly. Literally it. And now, within this past year, we have gotten so many events that can topple over this guy, like the Divine Wrath of Mortal Will, Dismal Future Red Zone, the Anniversary Battle event, the Shadow Dragons event. That's all been out in one singular year span after the Cell Max event, which is crazy. Now, Cell Max, we consider like a joke, don't you think? Obviously, it's still not easy per se. I think the main challenge from this event is the fact that it hits really hard very quickly, and you don't have any items to use other than the support memory, as well as, you know, forcing yourself to use a Senzu Bean, since that's the only item available. What you're watching in the background, it's not live gameplay, but it's just me completing the Cell Max event. Free to play. It goes to show how crazy it is that free to play can now do this event with no items. Now, obviously, there are many reasons why, but like when it first came out, I had to use Devilman, every item in the book, support memory, just to even get a chance to beat him. And now we can do it no item, easy peasy. You know, the biggest reason why this event is obviously easy is the advantage categories, advantage characters that will do extra damage, which I think is a really good idea. I don't know about you, but I think they should do it more. Not because I'm using free-to-play and I need that little advantage, but I think it just feels good knowing that you can recreate like a canon battle or like a battle very similar to the original source and, you know, it actually be effective. I think that is a really cool idea. And of course, yes, it makes the events easy, but Dokkan has already spiced things up with missions, and if you're always looking for a challenge, then just do the missions. It's completely fine. I think many challenges from the game itself comes from just you actually putting the challenge onto yourself. Because in a way, like, Dismal Future can be very easy for many players that do summon, but you can make it really difficult by using type disadvantage, using certain characters, or using no support items, which is what Cell Max has forced you to do, pretty much, or using characters that just play against the whole mechanic of that specific boss. And then you can let the casual player actually, you know, feel a sense of accomplishment by using the effective character for that event. So, like, imagine we had this mechanic on the Divine Wrath and Mortal Will, and we did, like, the last stage of the event, which is versing the Trunks that transforms into the physical Trunks. Like, if you use Merge Zamasu, and specifically Merge Zamasu, he would do extra damage. It doesn't have to be even extra damage. It could just be extra tanking. I think that would actually make a lot of characters more usable. I think that's a good way to do it. Because of how challenging these events are, I see a lot of just downplaying, like, negativity on, like, the specific character. Because obviously, it makes sense because they can't really do well on these harder stages. But if you had, for example, like, if they're not going to add it to their passive, you know, this specific tanking against a specific enemy, then make the event have it as a buff. And, you know, make the character even better. Like the brand new Ribrianne, Gold Coin LR, useless, really. No point in using her. But if there was like a Tournament Power Red Zone and she was effective against UI Goku or whatever boss she goes up against in the series, then, you know, there's a reason to pull her, use her. And then there's something at least usable for her, or make it so, like, even more events that come out have more Tournament Power vibes, and then she's always one of the effective characters. It would make her, like, at least somewhat more usable, as little usable as she was previously. If they're not gonna make the character that good. I remember back in, like, even the 1 to 5 year anniversary, it's like what they did with Dokkan events back in the day. I don't know if they still do it with Dokkan events, because I haven't done a Dokkan event in so long because I don't need to. Or the fact that you don't really need to worry about the characters in general what you're using in terms of teams in order to beat a Dokkan event. But when they did Dokkan events, you know, for the first like 4 years, there was effective characters that were actually helpful. And when I did my free-to-play guides, I always used that. Always. And it was fun. The team building was fun with it. And it made a lot of useless characters usable. Like, there was actually a reason to use free-to-play characters at that point in time. And they could apply the same thing with free-to-play characters as well. But yeah, I just really wanted to talk about that because it just is 1 year is crazy. It's like from the first year anniversary all the way to like the 5th year anniversary. Events weren't even that big of a jump, really. It went from, you know, Dokkan events being the hardest thing to Super Battery. That was kind of a decent jump, but they've given us the resources in order to like kind of deal with it. And then it's just like from Super Battle Road, ESPR, and then LGE. I think that because they play so differently, it just made it was fine. The jump wasn't even that crazy big anyway. And then when even when the God event came out, the jump wasn't even that big. I think when the Red Zone dropped out, it was like, bam, that was like a big, like, in-your-face jump. And then Dismal Future came out. I was like, wow. Not even that. I think even Cell Max was like, whoa, this is crazy. Or like the Shadow Dragon events, whoa, this is... Not even the Shadow Dragon events wasn't even that big. But like from 1 year ago and then with Cell Max, even to the final stage of the Dismal Future Red Zone, it's like, whoa, what the frick? We're already hitting 100 million HP characters that do, you know, millions of damage on supers. There's no way many characters can tank. Which I think, like, is why I feel like they should do what Cell Max events done with certain characters being able to do more damage. I'm not more for the damage, but I'm more for the tanking capabilities. Like, give them, like, maybe, like, extra 20% damage. It doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be broken. But, it would definitely be very cool to see if they were to... I just can't fathom what the heck the 9th anniversary is going to be if they keep jumping like this. What are we going to see? Like, 200 million HP bosses at that time? And then the 10-year anniversary, like... God damn, if Dokkan keeps going further, like, how the heck do first day players, like, even just catch up in that power creep if that continues? I think, honestly, I feel like we're in a good, challenging spot right now to limit ourselves till the 10th anniversary. If they're gonna release, like, units like Ribrianne and, characters that are not, you know, all too well in terms of in the meta teams, I think they should stop with the growth of the event. It's getting kind of insane, to be honest. Or if they want to increase it, add some extra effective categories, effective characters or something. But yeah, I'm going to wrap it up for this video. I think by now I should be beating the Cell Max event with no items. It was one of the missions I had to do, because every time I did it, I had to use like a sensor beam or something to get the locking out of the way. Hope you guys did enjoy today's video. Let me know your thoughts on the whole power creep. And, yeah, I'll see you guys next one. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel with notification bell on. Until then, stay healthy, stay safe, stay fizzy. Peace.